It seems like every time I go to take a dump, there's another professional mouth stuffer gorging themselves on the internet. Today we're gonna try to slug through this video without puking, and maybe by the end of it, I'll be able to choke down a decent meal. Competitive eating has become a disease and regurgitated itself into a putrid pile on the floor, where anyone passing by can see this gluttonous culture in 4K. It used to be a halfway interesting conversation topic. People would catch a glimpse of one of these competitions and engage into a harmless banter with their friends, entertaining the fleeting thought of competing themselves. They'd imagine how many wieners they could shovel down their gullet, or how many ghost peppers they could fight through without going to the emergency room. And anyone who cared about their health or their dignity would swiftly abandon the idea and change the channel before they vomited. Food has become another vehicle for people to draw attention to themselves. Whether it's an influencer trying to convince you to eat like a rabbit, or a psychologically disturbed binge eater showing the swelling effects of eating like a great white shark. I can never calculate how arrogant and shameless you'd have to be to film yourself stuffing food down your throat. Speaking of fitness gurus and fitting things in their mouths, there's no shortage of them and their videos showing us their full day of eating. But I can't help feeling swindled out of footage from a full day of shitting. There's nothing wrong with spewing advice about eating right or how to get jacked frickin' proper swole. I feel like the least they could do is show us a better way to clean our toilets or how to get the stains out of our panties. I can only cringe at the thought of any of these influencers causing anyone to ingest any more than what a normal human should. And there's no mistaking the hideous pride they feel when staring down the barrel of another pile of crap they're about to rifle into their face. If they're not looking to beat some record already set or push a new junk food, then they'll try to convince people that body dysmorphia should be a form of entertainment. Either way, fat or skinny, I'm pretty sure the world could do without another double chocolate chunk cookie. It should be obvious if you watch enough of this filth, you'll end up looking just like them. And everyone can take selfies together when you get to the hospital. Some of these freaks are in great shape and work extremely hard to stay that way. However, they don't spend much time exemplifying the tenacity involved in achieving that level of fitness. So many of their viewers could end up swollen in the opposite way. And apparently these days, it's okay to be disgustingly obese, because you can just victimize yourself and blame it on genetics. But 100 years ago, some of the fattest people in America were only around 300 pounds. Since then, that number has inflated like a Thanksgiving float, and you don't have to look far to find a reason why. Fast food, gas stations, and frozen dinners are just a few examples of how we become so bloated. You think the government would outlaw soda and chips and garbage like that to combat against obesity and diabetes, until you realize it's only leading to their pockets being as fat as the Americans that abuse this crap. Blah, blah, blah. And speaking of fat Americans, we must look pretty distasteful on the world stage, especially in countries like Yemen, Haiti, Liberia, and even Ukraine, just to name a few. I wonder how someone in Somalia would feel if they could just pull out their MacBook and check out a full day of eating. Or if they had to sit through a video of a social media influencer sucking down an entire fast food menu. Maybe they'd like to watch one of us on a supermarket shopping spree so they could see how good we actually have it, only to be confronted with the fact that so many of us complain relentlessly about insignificant problems. It's frightening to imagine a country without power or running water. When the restaurants shut down and the shelves are empty at the grocery store, what would these voracious pigs do without a drive-thru or delivery service? We've already seen shades of these disastrous conditions with floods and hurricanes and even terrorism. We may never understand the terrible circumstance of living in a nation without the amenities that some of us certainly take for granted. But whatever. Tune in next time and we'll watch Katrina poop kilos.